Can't go one more day without you. No, no, can't go one more day. No, I can't. Baby, I see you hanging with your friends, chilling day and night for days on end. Now you can't come see me tonight. Say you ain't got the time. I'm the last one you prioritize. Peeping your IG pictures on my phone. I won't spend another night at home. Okay, I'ma just be on my way. You'll see I'm not the one you take for granted, babe. I know that life can be busy, love, but you make time for the ones you love. It's only right, it's what I deserve. Love, tell me what you done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. Did your mind go on vacation, leaving your affection for me at home? Tell me what you done for me, done for me. Done for me lately. Where's your heart and your attention? Where's the kind of love that I used to know? Baby, so can you take me on a date? The simple things you do to make me stay. Now it's like you don't even try. I used to wonder why, but now I'm left with no more tears to cry. I know that life can be busy, love, but you make time for the ones you love. It's only right, it's what I deserve. Love, tell me what you done for me, done for me, done for me lately. Did your mind go on vacation, leaving your affection for me at home? Tell me what you done for me, done for me.
All right, good morning, everybody. Hey, what's up, Pat? What's up? What's up to the choppers, man? We made it. Another beautiful Wednesday, hump day. And as always, my pleasure to be with you. Nathan Ivy with you, your humble host. I guess the conductor of conversation of sorts. And welcome back to the last honest place in America. Certainly the last honest place in Cincinnati media. Good morning to you. And listen, as we start to rev this engine up this morning, all I would ask for you, admission to this show is absolutely free. It is absolutely free. All I would ask is that you hit me with a like and a share. Let me get that double whammy. Let me get that 1-2 punch this morning. The like and the share on your page or on Facebook groups where you think people might like this kind of content, so we can grow the reach of the show. And good morning to you. Good morning to you. Again, today's show is brought to you by my friends over at renewcommunitychurch.org. They got a brand new series that is designed to inspire you and to help you unlock your absolute best life. You'll hear more about it on today's show. Again, renewcommunitychurch.org. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. We're kicking off things a little bit later. Typically, we start around 7:30-ish. This morning, we're starting around 8 a.m.-ish. I plan on going for a good, strong 90 minutes. And then we'll move on and let you get on to the rest of your day. I know there's other media outlets out there and media that people like. So I appreciate you being here. It means a whole lot. On today's show, among other things, I want to talk about poison in a pretty package. So McDonald's has a brand new marketing campaign. And their marketing campaign is to get with celebrity hip hop influencers and to give them their own sort of McDonald's meals. And like literally they'll name it after that particular star. And that's a way of getting people to go back to McDonald's. You know, it's funny because, and in no way am I judging anybody out there. You eat what you want to eat. You do what you want to do. But just over the weekend, myself, the wifey, and the family, really the conversation started with me and my son because we were in the car. We were driving past McDonald's. He's like, you know what, Dad? We never go to McDonald's. I hadn't even thought about it, but I'm like, you're right. And he started thinking back. He's only 6 years old. He's like, I remember we went to McDonald's and you got us some fries and some chicken nuggets a long time ago, Dad. And I had to think about it. I was like, yeah, I guess I did do that a few years ago. I mean, the boy might have been 4. How he remembers that, I don't know. Now, I used to work at McDonald's. I grew up with McDonald's, but we all know that that's trash food. McDonald's is not currently a sponsor. If they want to come on board, that might impact my flow. Until then, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. And now they have Saweetie, the Saweetie meal. I like the name of it, the Saweetie meal. She is an entertainer, and she's not bad on the eyes. She's not bad to look at either. I'll give her that. But all they doing is dressing up poison. Don't you remember that movie with Morgan Spurlock? It was a documentary called Super Size Me. You ever see that? I saw it. If you've never seen Super Size Me with Morgan Spurlock, I can never forget a name like that, then go check it out because it'll change the way you think about fast food and in particular the way you think about McDonald's. Straight up poison. Let's call it what it is. You don't want to eat that shit? Yo, check it. If bacteria won't F with McDonald's, then why would you? There is a meme that's circulating, right? It's a side by side. At the very top of the meme, there is a photograph, 2 photographs, left and right. On the left is what appears to be like a recently cut portion of watermelon, looking all beautiful. And then right to the next, and to the right of it, in the box to the right of it, there's an image of the same slice of watermelon like 60 days later. And of course, bacteria have broken it down. They did the same thing with McDonald's and it looked exactly the same, like 180 days later. Come on, yo. But we've all been there, right? Look at that right there. That looks so good. Look at them golden fries. Oh my. What? With a Sprite? Poison on poison, man. Poison in a pretty package. Beware. There's a lot of examples of that. There's a lot of examples of poison in a pretty package I want to talk about with you this morning at 513-873-7134. If you into it, you might not be into it. Good morning to you. I don't know. My camera seems a little blurry or something. I may have to unplug and then come back. We'll see. For now, we Gucci. We'll work with it. Good morning to you. A few people reached out to me later. It's funny, man, because not everybody watches the show live. For the longest, and I think it's still true, I haven't checked the numbers, but for the longest, the vast majority of people that would listen to the audio portion of the show, listen to the show later in the day. I guess they're busy in the morning, whatever. They want to tap in and see what the boy Nate was talking about, what the Chop was talking about. And so some of that was happening yesterday because the show ended at 9:45 or so yesterday. I'm getting messages, the DMs all through the afternoon. People enjoyed the flow. So I appreciate it, man. For creative people, you need that kind of motivation. That's what keeps you going. So I appreciate that. 513-873-7134. If you like to share your thoughts this morning. Whoa, what did I just do? If you like to share your thoughts this morning, hopefully you're still here. Something crazy just happened. Good morning to you. I want to say shout out to Duke Reagan, 23-year-old Cincinnati native, won a silver medal in boxing. Some say he should have won the gold in the featherweight division. I don't know what those divisions are in boxing. At the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And yesterday was Duke Reagan Day. Making the city look good. I could say some things about how this city don't give a damn about black folks until they come home with medals and sports shit like that and making the city look good. I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna go there. I wasn't able to attend. It was downtown on the Fountain Square. I know there were lots of people there. A lot of my Facebook friends were there. Shout out to that young brother, man, because that's a big accomplishment, man. Like, if you can go to Olympics and get any kind of medal, that's big. If you came home with a bronze medal, that's big. That is not a small feat. So I don't know if he's going to turn pro or what's going to happen with this young brother next, but I wish him the absolute best, 100%. I saw some of the images of the folks that were down there, including Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. Again, I like Jan Michelle, so don't read this the wrong way when I say what I got to say. But it seemed like every time I see her, I see that damn Betsy Sunderman, like she's attached at the hip. What the? is going on? It's like every time I see her, I see the other one. What the hell is this? I guess they came together with some girl power and are working together, but I don't get it. I don't understand it. I mean, it's smarter people than me out there. It's the game of politics. You got to do what you got to do. But damn, every time I see Jan Michelle Kearney, I see Bessie Sunderman. What the hell is going on? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm sure that they are friends and we want people to work together and shit, kinda. You got other people down there. Can you work with some other folks down there? But it is what it is. Again, I'm not a city council person. Jan Michelle McKerney was appointed by PG Sinfield and the Democrats, so now she's trying to be elected for the first time. She got to do whatever she got to do within good conscience and good sense. I get it. I'm just telling you and being honest with you. Every fucking time I see her, I see that damn Bessie Sunderman, and I'm sick of it. Damn. But that's just me. I'm just being honest with you. If I can't be honest here on this show, then where can I be honest? This is the last honest place in America. I'm not saying anything negative about anybody. I go on Facebook and I'm like, why am I looking at Bessie Sunderman? She's smiling like I'm here. She don't give a damn about us. She don't give a damn, but hey, it is what it is. Hopefully I'll be proven wrong and all that kind of shit. Is it just me? As Tony B would say. Every time I see Jan Michelle McKerney, it's like they're tied at the hip with some kind of invisible umbilical cord or some shit. And I'm like, can't we do this without her? But do what you got to do, Jan Michelle Kearney. I'm not in a position to tell people how to run their campaigns for re-election. Do whatever you got to do, sis, to get back. Get back. I like Jan Michelle McKerney. I think she is a good city council person. I don't feel the same way about Bessie Sunderman at all. I don't understand these mofos. But hey, do you proceed? The day after the primary election, Bessie Sunderman's trying to get Wendell Young off of council on some dumbish. Run around here beating her chest, talking about how she's pro-police and shit with these fake ass community meetings. That's just me. I could be wrong. That's just me. I'm totally biased, but at least I'm honest with you. You can say what you want to say about me. You can say what you want to say about this show. But what you're going to get when you tune in is 100% honest thoughts from a black man that lives in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's how I feel about it. God damn it. But that's just me. That's just me. How do you feel this morning? 513. Hold on 1 second. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. It's just, I may have to unplug and come back. Not the whole show, but just my computer here. Just my camera here that I got plugged in through a USB device. It seems it's not super sharp the way I like it. So we'll see. If you tell me what you think. If it's cool with you, I'm cool with me. That's all I'm saying. Let me see. Pamela writes, I saw them in pictures together. I know. I'm like, what? You can't team up with nobody else down there, Jan Michelle McKerney? You can't team up with nobody else? And I know that people, when they vote for city council members, it's like we want them to work together in the spirit of cooperation, but god damn. Can I say it? Enough is enough. Daryl says you good. Okay, thank. I'm Gucci. It ain't no... And I just feel like, and this is just me from afar, I don't have to be right. I just feel like Bessie Sunderman just riding on her coattails to try to make herself look good and make herself look palatable to the black community. That's how I feel. I'm just being honest with you. That's how I feel about it. I'm like, man, later for this, get rid of that zero and get with a hero. You don't need her, Jan Michelle. You don't need her. But, that's how people, you got to do what you got to do. Again, I understand. You got to do what you got to do to get reelected. And I'm not a politician, so what do I know? Let me go ahead and say all the critiques that people might use. What do I know? Blah, blah, blah. Bleep, 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 bleep. I got it. Whatever. Damn, I'm trying to enjoy the photographs with Duke Reagan. And I'm Bessie motherfucking Sunderman at it. I'm like, yeah, she's a council person. It's the public square. She welcome to come, but it just seems like, again, to me, it seems like she's riding on Jan Michelle curtails with the black community to make herself look more palatable. And no. Bestie, they besties. Yeah, I've read something about that. That's great. They're besties, and something good comes out of it, and I'm wrong. Cool. If I'm wrong about that, cool. That's all. No problem with that. But wasn't she just trying to scalp Wendell Young? She tried to scalp Wendell Young. Run around here with issue 1 or 3, whatever the hell it was. Oh, anti-corruption measures, which are not going to stop corruption whatsoever. They're not going to stop anything. All it did was give these individuals something to run on. And when Greg Landsman introduced some measures that I thought would take a couple steps further to giving the public more information, all his counsel voted against it, which tells me they probably should have passed it. She tried to scalp Wendell Young, but yet she like be tethered. I mean, Jan-Michelle McCurney wakes up in the morning and Bessie Sunderman's right there. Damn. Oh my God. But okay. I mean, again, I'm not a politician. Jan-Michelle McCurney is running for re-election. She got to do whatever she got to do. And perhaps Bessie Sunderman, again, let me be fair here. Perhaps Bessie Sunderman will end up being a good working partner and some good positive, equity policy intangibles will come out of it. From afar, to me, it seemed like Bessie Sunderman will stab Jan-Michelle McCurney in the back the first time it's politically expedient. That's just me. But what do I know? I don't know shit. I'm just a guy on the radio. But I'm just giving you my honest thoughts. And in a world of dishonesty, that should go a long way. In a world of dishonesty and fake ass mofos, that should go a long way. So I'll just leave it like that. And hopefully people can lift it up to her ears. I don't care. And, that's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? I would say the same thing to both of them. That's how I feel about it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But damn it. Samantha writes, good morning, all. Talking about poison in a pretty package. Yeah. Did you hear the latest as it relates to SORTA and CPS? Yeah, they had a big meeting yesterday. And guess what came out of it? They're going to have another meeting. Well, Lottie fucking die. Another meeting. Thank you so much. They're going to put together, guess what? A panel, a group. They're going to discuss it. They're going to go school by school to discuss what the options are. Or yada, yada, blah, blah, bibbly, bloop, blah. Meanwhile, parents, such as ourselves, don't know what the hell they're going to do. School's next week. 19th. Was that a Wednesday? Let me see, double check here. That's a Thursday. You got to do what you got to do. I want to say this again. CPS parents are one of the most disrespected demographics in all of Cincinnati. Who, other than the larger Black community, who has been more overlooked and disrespected than CPS parents? On an individual basis and also in mass. Who? Nobody. And this latest F up, I don't want to hear shit about no drivers. I don't want to hear none of that. Because you wasn't saying that when you wanted us to pass a levy. You ain't say that then. You didn't forecast and say, you know what? Now, of course, how could you forecast with COVID? I get it. Because COVID has changed the game a little bit. Like, COVID woke people up. There's a lot of reasons as to why people are not returning to work. And at the top of the list is COVID woke people up. It goes something like this. There's a lot of people out there with jobs that think that they was living better than their neighbors. Yeah, people out there with jobs, with regular paychecks, thinking they was living good. And COVID showed them that you only 2 or 3 paychecks away from right next to your brother on the street. Yeah, you know it. You probably got family in them, friends in them, walking around here, heads in the clouds, because you got a job. You got that regular paychecks, which is important. Thinking you better, thinking you in a better financial standing than your neighbor out here. And COVID showed a lot of people that you only 2 or 3 paychecks away from being on the damn street. 4 at the max. How many people live in a scenario where you can go 4 paycheck cycles with no money coming in? I know I can't. Can you? Most of us can't do that. Your ass is done. Can't pay the mortgage, can't pay the rent, can't pay the bills. All it takes is 3 or 4. You that close. So, like I said, people have a whole new idea when it comes to the American dream. No, people aren't sitting around dreaming about working for somebody else for 30 years and then retiring. Where they do that at? That's rare. That's very rare. You must work for the postal service like drop or something, or you was in the military or something like that, or maybe you was a police officer, but those kind of protections and longevity are becoming a very rare thing, right? So people are waking up like, you know what? I gotta do my own thing. Right? The new American dream job is using this, your own creativity and your heart and your hands to go make something for yourself to dig it out the mud. That's the new American dream. Nobody's sitting around dreaming about working for somebody. And I don't care where you work at. I don't care where you work at all. Nobody who's thinking about that. Are you dreaming about going to work for somebody else every day? No, you fucking not. And if you are doing that, you're dreaming about getting your own thing so you don't have to deal with them mofos anymore. Going into a toxic workplace, dealing with toxic individuals on the job. Nobody want to do that shit. So COVID forced people to find a different way, and now people are finding a different way. Run around talking about people don't want to work. They love to say the middle class, the working class don't want to work. No, we want to work. We want to work for ourselves, though. We want to get the most out of our hands, right? Like I said, I made the decision a long time ago. I wanted to get the most out of my talents. I'm done with other people getting more out of my God-given talents than I do. That shit is dead. It's over with. I'd rather not do it, quite honestly. I mean that too. I'd rather not do it than do it and give my God-given talents to somebody else to make all the money off of me. You must have lost your mind. It's never gonna happen again. If you ever see me work for somebody else, you better believe I'm getting the best out of it. You better believe that. Believe for my talents, like my talk radio guy, you better believe I'm getting the best out of it. I got a sweet deal, or else I won't do it because I've learned how to get by with less. So I don't need it. And yeah, that's what most people are doing. They've learned how to get by with less, how to make it work for themselves. So why would you go back to that shit? So that's what the big news from the big meeting yesterday. There's going to be another big meeting. Oh, solutions on the horizon. Solutions on the horizons. I'll say it again. I don't believe it. I don't want to hear all that nonsense. What I've seen as an adult in this city is that when people want to get shit done, they get that shit done, don't they? When they want to get Mission Impossible done, guess what happens? Mission Impossible happens. So make it happen, Captain. Make it happen. I don't want to hear all this, but we don't have them drivers. Huh? You want to say that when you was begging Hamilton County to pass this levy? You weren't doing that when you was begging us for that new money? You was talking about how we gonna have all two kind of new routes and overnight routes, and it's gonna be you get a route, and 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 you get a route, except for the fucking children. Excuse my language. I'm on one this morning. I appreciate it. Hold on. I'm all out of order. Hold on. I gotta say my prayers. Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery. Oh, there it is. I'm all good. You don't believe in Christian values? Keep it to yourself. I'm Gucci. I can say whatever I want to say. I'm still getting to the pearly gates. Hope they're there when I get there. I hope they're there when I get there. I don't like the way this camera looks, man. It's driving me nuts. So I might have to take the camera down and then put it up again because it's driving me crazy. It's looking at myself and it's not super clear the way I like it. It's driving me nuts. Let me throw my number up on the screen and see what happens because we have a very interesting group of folks that call on this show. I'm grateful for every last call, whether I agree with you or not agree with you. You help make this show interesting, more interesting. 513-873-7134. Now, if you're a regular listener and maybe you call in from time to time, or maybe you're like, you know what, I would call in, but I've just never been in a place to, do me a favor. Go ahead and lock me into your phone right now because I don't plan for that number to change. 873-7134. You can put CDM, Send Digital Media, you put the Nathan Ivey Show. Before the majority of our podcasts, we use that number for phone calls. So go ahead and lock us in. That way, if you ever want to call in, boom, I'm in your phone, man. I'm in your phone. Put me in this. This is where I want to be. Put me in that. Put me in that. All right. I want to give props to Ask Ashley. If you don't know, she just started a brand new endeavor. I'm very proud of her. I think it's going to serve her very, very well, and also do some great things as well for the media platform that she's working with. But she's now doing a regular column, an Ask Ashley advice column for the Cincinnati Herald, and I think it's a great look for her. More work, but I think it definitely is going to pay off for her. So if you're not already a subscriber of the Cincinnati Herald, you just got one more reason to do so. I subscribe. We get Cincinnati Herald brought to the house because I support Black media, not just with my talking, but I support other Black media as well in the city of Cincinnati. I think they do great work. It's Black owned. I support them. I'm continuing to support them. And she's now doing a weekly column, an Ask Ashley column. It was actually in the last paper, so I've got it over there. Actually, I meant to bring it over and show you on the screen, but give her props and check her out. You can also go to their website. I think it's CincinnatiHerald.com, and you can watch it there as well if you're not a subscriber of the newspaper. I like newspapers, though. I'm old school like that. I like to touch things. You know, it's just something about touching a newspaper that will never get old for me. Everything's digital. It's cheaper. It's faster, and I get it and I accept it and all that kind of shit. But I like it. I like it. So check her out. Props to Ask Ashley. And you can check out Midday Juice tomorrow at 1 p.m. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. I don't know what you're doing at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday and or a Thursday. But if you can remember, check her out. She broadcasts, she does a live stream straight from her Facebook page. She has a YouTube channel as well. Check her out on YouTube, but she's growing out, her platforms. And I'm very privileged to be working with her. So check her out. That's on Thursday, tomorrow at 1 p.m. You can chime in. Her show is completely different than what I do and what a lot of folks do, which is more like current events and that kind of shit. She takes questions from the audience, or not just questions, but members of the audience will email her questions and situations. And, she'll choose what, she feels passionate about and then give a very compassionate and very humorous response in terms of advice. Think Dear Abby, but with a whole new updated, melanated feel to it. So, again, check her out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Of course, today is Wednesday, so check her out tomorrow at 1 p.m. because we want to build it out. We want to reach as many people as possible with that live stream. So please help us out if you feel inclined to do so. If not, then chill and just check it out. Check it out anyway. Samantha writes, good morning, all. Good morning to you, Samantha. As always, great to see you. Anthony writes, morning, Chop Shops. Thank you so much, Anthony, for all you do, bro. Appreciate you. Tabitha writes, good morning, all. Good morning to you. Jared writes, good morning, hashtag team, and I thank you, brother. In fact, let me thank all my patrons again for another month of your support. And so, I hear something outside. So there's some things that are in place, and that I'm not going to tell you everything right now, but let's just say, like I said, I've been looking for a new spot for a studio. I was leasing a spot on the west side of Cincinnati for about a couple of years. It was my first experience with leasing commercial real estate or commercial property. I never had that experience before. Basically, it was just a room. And I ended up leaving there for two reasons. Number one, the environment was not conducive to my overall creative strategy and what I wanted to do. It just wasn't the right place for me. And then secondly, COVID hit. And I'm like, man, let me cut the overhead. Why am I paying for this shit? I'm not going to the studio. I'm not holding on to them studio like that during COVID. So I let it go. And I'm glad I did. I could save my resources and put it somewhere else. But as I told you, over the last few months, I've been looking for a new spot that will be the hub for all of my creative ideas. And I whittled it down to two spots. And I think I'm going to go ahead and make a move. I'm going to make a move. So I'll tell you more about it really, really soon. I know I've been teasing you for a while. I got some images I'll share with my Patreons as well, because I'm going to need your support as we move forward. And I think it can be real dope, super dope as well, because I'm never going to stop broadcasting from home because it's just so convenient. Like literally my bed is upstairs. My bedroom literally is upstairs. How convenient is I can come down here and broadcast to the world? I ain't never giving that shit up. But for the larger overall creative strategy, I need a space that I can have more creative control over all of our live streams and things like that. I mean, I love live streaming. Don't get me wrong. I ain't never going to stop doing that. I love it. But in terms of having more creative control over every element of it, like I said, I got a little OCD issue, just a little bit, just a little un poco, little bit. But so, as a creative person, I want to have control over every aspect. So it can be exactly the level of quality that I want to bring to the table. And I'm sure the people that I'm working with want to bring to the table as well. So I'm giving you a heads up on that. Giving you a heads up. My patrons will hear about it first because you're supporting me financially right now. And I appreciate you. And so just look for some changes on that. I want to give you a heads up. Tracy writes, hi. Well, hi, Tracy. Pat writes, good morning. Casey's in the house. Good to see you, Casey. She writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers.
Go! Get to the choppers!
Deborah writes, good morning. TNT writes, good morning. Good morning to you. David writes, good morning, Nathan and Choppers. Good morning to you.
Get to the choppers!
Right. Speaking of which, to the Cincinnati NAACP Truth to Power podcast live today at 1 p.m. And so we're going to live stream it straight to their Facebook page and also the CDM's page as well. So like a dual live stream. Check it out wherever you want to. And, I think very highly about the work that the Cincinnati NAACP is doing. So check them out today at 1 p.m. Cass writes, hey, Choppers. Hey, good morning to you, Cass. Good to see you. Jenny writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Good morning to everybody, everywhere. Good morning to everybody everywhere. Now, as I said, today's show is brought to you by my friends over at renewcommunitychurch.org. They got a brand new series that's designed to inspire you, that's designed to give you the tools or some tools so you can unlock your absolute best life. So let's just take a pause for the cause and get a word from our sponsor, and then I'll come right back.
The words for today are attract better relationships. It takes 60 seconds for the universe through the invisible law of attraction to be fully activated in your life. God's invisible law of attraction is available to you today because you are just 60 seconds away from attracting better relationships. Take the next 60 seconds and attract better relationships by telling a relationship story for 60 seconds, 3 times a day for 21 days. Why 21 days? Because that's how long it takes to change your life. Now say this relationship story out loud 3 times a day. It is my divine and human right to attract new, wonderful, and dynamic relationships today. I am attracting and allowing new and exciting people in my life. I am a blessing to all of my family and my friends. For a free ebook, visit renewcommunitychurch.org.
Again, for a free ebook, visit renewcommunitychurch.org this morning. Okay. Good morning to you. Someone just sent me a video from the festivities that happened yesterday at Duke Reagan, the Duke Reagan Day. And let me see if I can pull that up. I haven't seen it. Apparently, they made a belt for him. That's pretty dope. We got to support our hometown heroes, man. We got to support them. And I think that is super big. A silver medal in anything. In the Olympics? I mean, come on, man. So I hope that brother is able to parlay that into whatever he wants to parlay that into. I don't know the brother, but I wish him the best. And I think it's pretty dope. Be honest with you, I think that's super dope. Hold on, let me see if I can find this video for you. I went to find the video. Hold on. Okay, let me see. Give me 1 second here. I'm doing this like live on the air. Typically, all this stuff is done beforehand, so I don't have to fumble around with it. Give me a minute. So I think it's downloading now. So give me a minute and I'll throw it up on the screen. We can check it out. Janice writes, yes, I've seen Super Size Me. Yeah. And I think that McDonald's, this is a strategy for younger people. And I don't know, again, I'm hip to Saweetie and I'm hip to her music and her videos. I think she's talented and easy on the eyes and all that kind of good shit. I don't know who her primary... You got this, big man. That is hilarious. My daughter is a fool, man. Oh my God. She does call me big man. It's like our little daddy daughter thing. But anyway, so back to Saweetie. Like poison in a pretty package. Like, what's more poisonous? And again, McDonald's is not a sponsor. If the McDonald's approached me to be a sponsor, I would take it. I'm gonna be honest with you. So if that makes me a hypocrite, call me whatever you want to, but they're not. So until that happens, I'm gonna keep it 100 about it. What's worse, the poison in the music or the poison in this food? That's not real barbecue sauce. You don't want to eat that barbecue sauce. Man, I'll be honest with you. That shit look good as hell. Damn. Mm. But before you do it, go watch Super Size Me. Like I said, good food. Like if you're eating good fresh vegetables and foods and shit. Hold on one second, because this camera is killing me. I'm gonna have to try something different. This camera is killing me. And I know you're like, Nate, it's not a big deal. Okay, it's just me. Okay, we back. I'll put it back up in a second. But when you eat a lot of grapes, if you eat a lot of watermelon, if you eat a lot of greens and cruciferous vegetables and shit like that, like arugula and kale, that don't cause you to get sick. Like, man, you watch Super Size Me. If you've never seen it before, let me give you a quick synopsis and then it'll all make sense. So a white dude named Morgan Spurlock decided that he wanted to test something. So he decided that he was going to eat only McDonald's for like a certain amount of time. Hold on, let me see if I can find a Super Size. He decided that he was only going to eat McDonald's for a certain amount of time. So all he did was eat McDonald's. He didn't eat anything but McDonald's for like, I don't know how long it was, so I don't really want to call it. Okay. And then he monitored his health to see, what was going to happen. Man, this man almost died. This man nearly died because of the ish that he was eating that we call fast food. I'm laughing, but like seriously, his whole body was about to shut down. His organs was affected. That's not good food. If you decided, I'm gonna eat nothing but vegetables and legumes, beans and all that kind of stuff, nothing will happen to you. In fact, you'll probably get healthier. So that tells you right there, it's just poison in a pretty package. Here it is, right? That's Morgan Spurlock right there. He's a documentarian. He actually went on to do several other documentaries as well, like Super Size Me 2. And the Super Size Me 2, he did a deep dive into the chicken industry. Yeah, man. Oh my God. Who don't love chicken? Oh, glazed with that nice little fried exterior. Oh boy. Who don't love it? Man, there's some places around Cincinnati that's got some wings that'll make you cry. Woo! You will love it. You will love it. But it's just poison in a pretty package. That's all it is. That's all it is, man. And what I'll tell my people, and again, I've done the research for my own health reasons, is not all chicken's the same. You don't want to eat that clone chicken, been blind, damn, spends his whole life inside the chicken coop, surrounded, can't even move around, eating his own feces, eating the dead remains of other chickens that died in the coop. You don't want to eat that kind of chicken. You don't want to. Let me share it with you. If you got to eat chicken on a regular basis, you're going to have to spend more money to get the good stuff. Okay? You're going to have to spend more money to get the good stuff. You want organic, free-range chicken. That's what you want. It's going to cost you maybe double what you're buying right now. You can go to Kroger or some of these grocery stores and get a whole chicken for $3. You don't want to eat that shit? Don't do it. Don't do it. It is the least, most inferior quality chicken. Clone chicken is eating GMO grain. You don't want to eat that. All it's going to do is make you sick. If you got to go the chicken route, and again, I know it can be irresistible. I just told you what you do. Organic, free range. It's going to cost you double what you buying right now. If not a little bit more than double, like 2.5 times, but it's going to be better quality. It's going to have no poisons and toxins in it. Why else are you eating food? Come on, we got to get beyond taste, y'all. Let me see. TNT writes, leave the burger out. It becomes hard as a rock. I know. That's all the preservatives, man, they put in it. I know. Oh, I see you. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. We got to support us. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was, from what I saw, I thought it was a beautiful event to celebrate this brother. And I thought it was a good look for the city. And he seemed like he was like a little overwhelmed with it. I'm sure anybody would in that situation, but props to him. Props to him. That's super dope. It's super fun. Props to Duke Reagan, man. We need Duke Reagan week. We got to celebrate Black excellence when it happens. That's a very rare thing, man. It's a very rare thing to get any kind of Olympic medal, let alone a silver medal. Don't come on with a gold. Man, listen, I give people their props. I give people their flowers because that is a huge accomplishment. Athletic intelligence is what I call it. Athletic intelligence. You know, that takes a lot of discipline and a lot of intelligence to be one of the best athletes in the world. We talking about the whole world, Craig, the whole world on some Pinky in the Brain type ish, man. That's huge. Regina writes, good morning. No Facebook today, huh? No Facebook. I'm on Facebook right now. Everybody else is on Facebook, Regina. Yeah, we on Facebook. Glenn writes, morning ain't the choppers, hashtag flows ready E for everybody. Everybody getting them? Okay, we shall see. Queen Maxine writes, grand risings, everyone, good vibes. Ah, thank you. I'll take all those good vibes. I need them. I need as many good vibes as possible. Brenda writes, good morning. Good morning to you. Janice writes, I've gone full circle and now cook the majority of my own meals again. And I love it. Yeah. If you want to be healthy, you got to do it yourself. Although, if you got the money, they got some options out there where, like, and I forget the names of them, it's like 3 or 4 of these services where they will send you the food to your house, prepackaged, organic, healthy. They even put the recipes in there. Me and the wife experimented with it for a little time because they had some coupons or some shit like that that made it worth our while. So we tried it out. And for whatever reason, it seemed like it was harder. You know, because listen, the service is great. It was probably just me. It just seemed like I'm trying to follow these directions, which I do anyway when I'm doing recipes. But for whatever reason, it seemed like it was a little bit more difficult. I'm not against it. Like, if you live alone or just the two of you, y'all have no children, man, I would just be doing that service on a regular basis. They send that shit to a box in your house. You open it up. It's got all the food there, all the ingredients. It's got these big color-coded cards, step by step. It'll walk you through the recipe. But when you start, you know, we got 4 people in this house. So when you start getting beyond 2 people, that shit get pricey. It get pricey. I can't hang with you. Nikki writes, good morning, everyone. Jerica writes, hola, beautiful black people and the others too. I'm mad at you, Jerica, because you have failed to stop Umar Johnson for spreading his lies and propaganda. I know that's your boy in them, Jerica. I got a chance to see that interview he did with the Godcast. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, bro, I ain't got to tell you nothing unless you a supporter. I'm like, well, bro, the vast majority of people are not supporters right now. They might be interested in it, but I don't got to tell you nothing. Sound like a con man to me. Good brother, but that school, not a good look. Dale writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Chica, is it Chica? Ray J. Rayford. If I'm saying your name wrong, please set me straight because I don't want to mangle anybody's name. I tried my best. She writes, I did the exact same thing with Kroger pasties, apples from free food giveaways. Got to do what you got to do. Kimberly writes, happy Wednesday. Well, thank you. And happy Wednesday to you, Kimberly. Anthony writes, hey, what's up, Kendall Clark? Let's be friends. Anthony writes, sometimes you have to keep your enemies close, Nate. You're right. You're very right about that. So perhaps, again, I'm not as smart as Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. She on a whole different level. Perhaps this is just me giving you my honest thoughts. It don't mean that there's any real validity in what I'm saying. I say that freely up front. But I'm on Facebook. It's Duke Reagan Day. I see Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. And then I see some damn Bessie Sunderman. I'm like, what the F? What the hell is going on? And again, Jen Michelle Lemon Kearney is a very smart woman. But I just feel like Bessie Sunderman is not to be trusted. Again, I've never met Bessie Sunderman. I've never spoken with her before. I could be completely wrong about this. This is just my honest thoughts from what I'm getting through what I've seen, media, social media, what has come out of her mouth. This is just my personal viewpoint. I want to say that again. I don't have any evidence to support what I'm saying. I'm just telling you, but I'm saying it anyway. Okay. Bessie Sunderman will stab Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney in the back as soon as it's politically expedient. Don't turn your back on her, Jan Michelle. Watch her. Keep your eyes on her. Because I don't think she's trustworthy at all. At all. Dale writes, Nate, remember the phrase, keep your enemies close? She might be close to her so she can keep an eye on Betsy. There's a lot of validity in that. You know what I'm saying? You're right about that. Perhaps she is. Again, Jen Michelle Lemon Kearney is, in my opinion, is a very smart, intelligent woman. Okay? She don't need me to say this, but I'm saying it anyway because I want to. Okay? Jenny writes, Bessie Sunderman wasn't at the Isley Brothers concert. LOL. Right. If she really cared about us, she'd have been there with the Isley Brothers, right? You hilarious. We ain't no good. We ain't no good, and I love it. Tamika writes, exactly, Nate. I can't get with that. Either her or Keating. I don't like any of them. They're not my favorite council persons. At this point, they can't get my vote. But at the same time, I haven't spoken with them. I think there's a lot for us to see in the next few months, and I want to be open and fair, and I'm going to be open and fair. Who knows? Something could come out of Bessie Sunderman's mouth, and I'm like, oh, okay. Making sense. Now you making sense, Betsy. To this point, it hasn't happened. So we shall see. Again, I want to be fair. Nathan writes, good morning, Nathan. I'm sorry, Nathan writes. Deshauna writes, good morning, Nathan and all. Good morning to you. Pamela writes, I saw them in pictures together. One of them always wears a faded out t-shirt that's worn out. She looks slouchy. Yeah, Jen Michelle always looks professional. She always does. Brandy writes, good morning. Daryl writes, you good? Okay, thank you. Janice writes, Sunderman is not unlike most celebrity followers. She wants people to identify her with Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. Okay, so it's not just me. That's what I think as well. And I'm trying to figure out, does Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney, I guess they're both getting something out of it, right? So by working with Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney working so closely and propping up Bessie Sunderman, what she gets out of it is she gets a chance to identify with Bessie Sunderman to Bessie Sunderman's audience, which is Republicans, right? And so the same thing with Bessie Sunderman. She gets a chance to, as Janice put it, identify with the people that are more closely going to rock with Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney. I'm not really sure that's a fair trade from my standpoint, but again, what do I know? I don't know. I'm just telling you my opinion about it. I hate seeing it. I mean, can't you work with somebody else? But again, you take the partnerships as they come. And I have to admit that when you vote for a city council person, I want them to work with different people and all that kind of shit and get along. I just, as a black man, I just hate that Bessie Sunderman is getting some shine from this sister. I'll be honest with you. That's what it comes. I'm just being completely selfish and transparent. I just hate that by associating herself with Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney, that she's getting any shine whatsoever. I'll just be honest with you. Can I be honest? Just being honest with you. Glenn writes, the OCD force is strong in this one. Ain't nothing wrong with the camera. No, there is something wrong with the camera. It is not as sharp as it needs to be, but maybe it's only, oh, I know what it is. Oh, okay, I see it. I see what it is. Yeah. I got you. I'll fix that in a second. I can fix that in a minute. I know what it is. Betsy is a Trump Pinocchio team player. Trump Nokia team player. Oh man. Just what we don't need. Gladys writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Well, good morning to you, Gladys.
Get to the chopper!
Hold on, we leveling up this morning. We leveling up. We leveling up. Pamela writes, Jean-Michel McCurney might lose a few votes by keeping company with Betsy Wetsy, guilty by association. Gee, I hope not. Because I thought that was a good appointment to replace Tamaya Denard, who she was on my mind over the weekend. I still hate that shit, man. I hate that. I hate that, man. I hate that Tamaya Denard is in federal prison right now. I mean, she got to deal with the consequence of her own actions, but I just hate it. And there's nothing about it that I like at all. I thought that, and I'm going to say this again, I would vote for her again. Now, y'all might think I'm crazy, but I don't jump off the bandwagon just like that. I would vote for her again, even though we couldn't foresee the future. I thought that she was good for the city, and she was good for black people in the city. And I'm talking about the sister, man. So it is what it is right now. Damn, I hate that shit. Nikki writes nothing. Chica writes, Betsy, Westside Bessie, that's all her big ass is concerned about. Her big ass. I don't want to get ad hominem with her. All right. I don't want to get personal. Big meeting that accomplished nothing. Right. They had a big meeting yesterday. And you know what came out of it? We're going to have some more big meetings. Way to go. Now, that's how shit gets done. I already know that. You got to have meetings. That's how humans communicate and come together and shit like that. But where does that leave the parents? Where does that leave the students? SOL. That's where it leaves you. And to me, I'll say it again, it's another example of the ongoing disrespect towards CPS parents. And to be honest with you, it's going to continue until CPS parents coalesce, until CPS parents form Voltron. We're going to keep getting disrespected. We got the real power. Yo, check it. We got the real power. Man, listen, if CPS parents form Voltron in a meaningful, enduring, long-lasting way, it just can't be for a month or two. If we posseed up together, them mofos would listen. They'd have no choice but to listen. We could move CPS and the school board in any direction we wanted to. But CPS parents are so fractured. Everybody's got different agendas and different feelings, and we live in a land of short temper, short skirts, and short attention spans. So 6 months later, it's like the Bengals are about to play, right? Like we're right around the corner. Everybody thinks the Bengals are going to win a championship this year. Okay, right? They do that every single year with us. Nakia writes, they might be girlfriends, Nate. They might be. We speak about Jean-Michel McCurney and Bessie Sunderman. They might be. It looks like they are. Like I said, I'm going to try to be positive, even though I'm sharing with you my frustration and my disdain for it. I'm going to be positive because we don't know what the future might hold. They might work together and be a part of a coalition or a majority on some issues that deliver equity, policy, and tangibles. That could very well happen. We will have to wait and see. I would not be surprised if Bessie Sunderman gets reelected because Cincinnati loves to have a Bessie Sunderman type on city council, right? There seems to be enough votes here, even though the city is dominated by Democrats, but there seems to always be enough votes to keep one or two sucker MCs on council. So I wouldn't be surprised by that. And from where I sit, I would like to see Jean-Michel McCurney reelected. That's my personal viewpoint. That's not an endorsement, okay? I think that she can do great work for us from where I sit. I just hate this whole Ebony and Ivory alliance. Now, nothing wrong with an Ebony and Ivory alliance. Let me take that back because maybe that's the wrong way of saying it. Okay, I fully admit it because we need to coalesce more and break down racial barriers. I don't want to be that guy. But let's just say I don't like it. But who cares what I like, right? Nobody cares. Deborah Nesbitt's in the house. Hey, good morning, Deborah. Yeah, I know what's going on here. I'm going to have to change it. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. Oh, was it 9? Okay, perfect. So it's 9 a.m. Time for a break, a natural break anyway. So let me take a quick pause for the calls. Let me change the camera to my liking, Glenn. I know you're like, man, he tripping. but to my liking, I can see things that maybe you can't see. And then we'll come right back. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. Remember, it's hard to be the person who never gives up. What's the moral? Never give up. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Love interrupted by tragedy, lost in the drought of nightfall, running in search of the remedy, trying to find her place in it all. Focused only on the negative. All she can attract is pain. Perception is what will manifest. Thought she could escape, but it's all the same. Birds fly south for the winter, but she ran to the west side. And though much was stolen, much still abides. And I know she'd rather keep her distance, but as time moves on, she's drifting away. Drifting away from me. But did the ocean breeze specify you? Did the palm tree sanctify you? I bet the ocean breeze did advise you that you'll never find you on the run from yourself. On the run from yourself. Concrete will shape to quicksand. Just when you think you're in control, but you're not alone. Take my hand, no shame in the surrender to a bigger picture. Birds fly south for the winter, but you ran to the west side. And though much was stolen, much still abides. And I know you don't wanna burn bridges, but as time moves on, you slipping away. Slipping away from me. But did the ocean breeze pacify you? Did the palm trees sanctify?
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Nate Ivey with you.
The ocean breeze did advise you that you'll never find you.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning and welcome back. Thank you for being here. Just a quick break. Nothing too long. I don't want to lose you this morning. You got a lot of opportunities out there, so I want to make sure I keep your attention. Good morning to you. And welcome back. So now I like it better. That's what I like. You telling me, Glenn, you don't see a difference? You know damn well you see a difference, man. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a professional. I am a professional. I know what I'm talking about. You're going to see a big difference. That's how I like it. I like that nice blurry bouquet in the background, nice and sharp in the foreground. That's what I like. It's the way I like to see it. Makes it look more cinematic. Good morning. See how that looks different? Glenn, where you at? Tell me you don't see that difference, man. You know you see a damn difference. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. It's the Nathan Ivy Show, where nothing is funnier than the truth. Men are expected to be men. Okay, you ain't just allowed to. I expect for you to be a man when you step into the chop shop. And of course, lames get their planes shot down like John McCain. The wise words of Jay Electronica. You ain't got to send me no message like, Nate, that's Jay Electronica. I fucking know already. I'm giving props to one of my favorite rappers out here. The wise words of Jay Electronica. The first album was dope. It was dope. Good morning to you. Let me see. Tip writes, not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. You're right about that. You're right about that. Not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, Tiff. You're right. But I'm just speaking from what I see, most people, the American dream. So when I say dream job, what's your dream job? Let me ask you what your dream job is. Just think about it. So now that you've thought about it, be honest with me. Is your dream job working for somebody else, or is your dream job working for yourself? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that most people's dream job in 2021 is working for themselves. Who's sitting around dreaming about going to work for somebody and you got a boss? Who's doing that in 2021? I just don't feel like that's the reality. I just don't feel like that's the reality of it. I really don't. My daughter has a job right now. Okay. I pushed my daughter to be an entrepreneur at 16. I'm like, girl, you 16, you better get on TikTok and make some money. She got mad at me. Like, she can't get on social media until she has a reason to get on social media until she gets 18. So she wants to get on social media and just F around with her friends and look at, no. You 16. I keep trying to teach her. You got that's a very valuable demographic. You're only going to be 16 once. All these people out here are marketing to teenagers. You're a teenager. Go make some money. So we've been talking over a whole bunch of different ideas. She's very super talented, but she has a job right now. And I think she has a nice job. She got a better job than I did coming out of college. Kinda. Brent writes, good morning, Nate Choppers, checking in from Dallas, Texas. Chica writes, by the way, does that rent stimulus money draw interest? And why is it that people who live on the west side or in white Hamilton County are getting, especially since the landlords are on the county payroll? Man, that whole rent thing is a big deal right now. I can tell you, I've got some insights on that. That is a big deal. A lot of people are struggling after COVID. Landlords want that money. People don't want to get evicted. Hamilton County somehow is not doesn't have to subscribe to the recommendations of the CDC to extend the moratorium on evictions. I get it. If you're a landlord, you want your money, but I think that we got to have some compassion. You got local nonprofits that are working very, very hard trying to make ends meet with people. But can you only imagine the deluge of requests? And you can only just think about it for a second. Like, people are close to losing their homes and getting kicked out. I mean, that's a very sensitive topic right now. So me personally, I'm not currently a landlord. I don't have any rental property that I'm renting out. But and if I did, I'd probably want my money, right? I get it, but I'm not. And I just have a more compassionate lens right now, but I get it. That's your business. That's how you pay your bills. The money's not coming in. You want to evict people so you can get somebody in there that's going to pay for it. I get it. That's a very, very sensitive and very real topic in Hamilton County right now. And unfortunately, something tells me that it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse, unfortunately. So my heart goes out to all the folks that's dealing with that, man. I'm trying to think, we never got put out of our place as I was growing up. Like I was a Section 8 kid. I freely tell you that so you know who you're talking to. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Everything I've ever tried in my life does not go right. And I had to get it out the mud, as they say these days, straight out the mud. And there's a lot of advantages to that, quite honestly. But I don't think that we ever got evicted. I'll never remember our stuff being put out. Chairman Mom, she paid that rent. She was a hardworking woman. What's so funny about that is that, my mother was on welfare for, a lot, after after my little brothers came along, because she had to make ends meet, right? And again, welfare was set up so that moms can stay home with their children and raise them right before they go to school. But she hated it though, man. I remember her it really messed with her self-esteem. It really, really did. Like, my mother was a hard-working woman, Black woman, raising 5 kids by herself, dealing with these knucklehead ass Negroes. And she had to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember she was never happy about being on the system. She used to tell us all the time, do better. I don't like this. She was a worker. Mother wanted to work, and she worked herself off. She worked herself off the system, went back to work. Even when I remember she was making about the same amount of money, but she came from good, salt of the earth, Southern people, right? And my peoples don't want no hands out. My folks didn't. I didn't come from a handout kind of family, so she struggled with that, man. She struggled with it mightily, as I'm sure a lot of people struggle with it, because society's telling you a bad mother and you lazy. Nah, my mother was none of that. She had to work the system to be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? You got 5 kids, you got to make it happen. She made it happen, so I love her for that, and will always respect her for that. Deborah writes, how many people watched their coworkers die of COVID and decided work didn't care about them? Well, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Like I said, I just feel like COVID just woke a lot of people up all the way around. The game done changed. And so if you want people to come back to work, you're going to have to put some more money on the table or some more benefits on the table, and that's it. James writes, Jesus is the light of the world. Okay. Janice writes, absolutely. If it can be done, it can be, right. Deborah writes, nope. Jerome writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Get to the Choppers. OJ writes, hey, good to see you, brother OJ. He writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. TWE. I got an update for you, brother, so I want to get with you later on today. I'll reach out to you. Absolutely. James writes, Black Lives Matter was created by 4 fat, black, nappy-headed women. Huh? 4 fat, black, nappy-headed women. Okay, brother James, if that's so. James, let me just tell you, you poking the bear. Okay, I get it. You're poking the bear. I couldn't understand where he's coming from, but I remember you were in here before and you was doing the whole poking the bear routine. I'll say it again, James. You know, this is a different kind of audience, man. I mean, that kind of flow is only going to get you so far. Now, there might be some more intelligent critiques of Black Lives Matter that if you was pushing out there, you might be able to engage the people. But I just don't think that you're going to get what you're looking for, James. But, have at it, man. You know what I'm saying? Have at it. That's what you want to bring to the show. I think it's beneath you, quite honestly. But if that's what you really want to do, go right ahead. I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's going to go the way you want it to go. But if that's what you want to do, James, go right ahead, bro. Tiff writes, congrats to Ashley. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Props to Ashley. And she's working hard building her brand. It's very inspiring to me as well. Very inspiring. So, yeah, check her out on a weekly basis in the Cincinnati Herald. Another reason to get a subscription if you're not already a subscriber. And if you don't want to be a subscriber, just go to their website, CincinnatiHerald.com, and look for her column and check her out and support her. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Nathan? Senator Lackey, how you doing today?
Hey, what's up, Senator Lackey? I'm doing well, brother. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Dude, James, that keep posting all that stuff. He seemed like obviously he seems like a troll, but he seems like he's the type of person that follows Jesse Lee Peterson. I'm not sure how you familiar with Jesse Lee Peterson?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the same type stuff that that's one of his big talking points is that Black Lives Matters, they like worse than the KKK. So when you got a older black guy out in California saying stuff like that, even if he's getting paid for it, like how money really can't be that valuable. And that's just what he's out there doing. He's getting paid to say ridiculous things like that. And he has people actually believing it. And it's a little dangerous to me. So if you are listening, if you are somebody that listens to Jesse Lee Peterson, understand dude is the biggest troll of all, and do not take what he says as gospel, because it's not true. And then one of the other things that Jesse does is he supports Larry Elder the same way Drop keeps saying that he supports Larry Elder. So hopefully you can call in today and explain why you truly support Larry Elder running for governor of California. Somebody that just did an interview saying that he thinks the minimum wage should be $0.00. So that's what I got for you, Drop. You go ahead and call in and explain, defend your stance on Larry Elder with a guy who again said the minimum wage should be $0 in a world where we know that if we need to eliminate poverty and we need to improve mental health, that's what he thinks is the best way forward. And it's a damn shame.
It is a damn shame, brother. It is a damn shame. Hey, thanks for the call, Senator Lackey. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah. He manifesting. That brother's running for senator in the state of Ohio. He said, call me Senator Lackey right now. He manifesting. Larry Elder is the front runner that I read this morning to be the next governor of California if Gavin Newsom is recalled. That would be one of the worst things that California could ever do, because Larry Elder is a damn fool. Smart, intelligent guy, but he's a damn fool in terms of what comes out of his mouth. Damn fool. But if that's what the state, and California is a blue state, it'd be the worst thing they could ever do. All he would do is cause a lot of chaos. That's it. He wouldn't get a damn thing done. He would cause a lot of chaos. But from what I'm reading, he's getting a lot of money. He's getting a lot of money from, I use Restream for folks who don't want to know. So I'm open book with it. That's the platform I use to do the show. If you want to know more about it, hit me up and I'll tell you all about it. Matter of fact, I'll send you a link so you can get a discount as well. But back to Larry Elder, be one of the worst things ever. But people like Drop thinks he's some kind of superhero. Speaking of Drop,
oh my God,
you hear him? He's on the line right now. Good morning, Drop.
What's up, Mr. Ivy?
Everything, bro. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, Mr. The real, Mr. No Labels, the future Senator Ron Lackey. What's up with Ronald Lackey, soon to be senator? I wish the man all the luck in the world, because he's going to have a tough battle trying to win a seat without claiming a political party. Good luck, Mr. Lackey. But Mr. Ivy, again, Mr. Lackey is in Cincinnati, and I appreciate him giving a whole bunch of shine for California. And because I was doing something and I kind of caught the end of his call. Now, he's reached out to me on Twitter, and he keeps asking me about Larry Elder. I don't understand why. And then at the end of his call, I hear him talking about Jesse Lee Peterson. Now, the two men that he mentioned, Jesse Lee Peterson and Larry Elder, they are black, not Democrats. And again, all they do is attempt to educate young black folks, not older black people, young black folks. That's what they attempt to do, because Larry Elder is a radio personality. So he has to keep trying to draw listeners all the time. And we all know, Mr. Ivy, that older people listen to talk radio. So again, I don't know why Mr. Lackey is so concerned with these black, not Democrat men who try to explain the political process and how the Democrats and the Republican Party are different. That's all. That's all I try to do. That's all people like me who are not Democrats and happen to be black. All we're saying is, if you got 80 to 90% of a population, Mr. Ivy, exclusively voting for one party with no questions asked, no accountability, they keep recycling the same politicians over and over, getting fed the same political rhetoric over and over. Now, Mr. Ivy, I am 60. I will be 61 years old next month. I remember the civil rights movement. My father was a college graduate, military veteran, who started at the Boys and Girls Club as a athletic director, and when he retired, he was head of the district or something. I forgot exactly. But my point is, Mr. Ivy, at a young age, I was taught to get up, get out, and go work. Okay?
male, female, it don't matter. Get out there and work and bring up your family the right way. Okay? And just like every family, you got people that go astray. But at that time, Mr. Ivey, there was no Democrat, Republican. It was do the right thing for a community. And in Detroit, it was get a job at the factory or get a government job with benefits. So I followed that model. And here I am today, retired 4 years ago at 57 years old, after serving 7 years in the United States Marine Corps and 28 years in the United States Postal Service. I got a retirement with a 35-year pension at the age of 57. Now, again, that path may not be for everybody, but the only thing that people like Larry Elder and Jesse Lee Peterson is they try to teach one and hopefully they can reach one at the same time. But it is so difficult to break through the wall of the, get ready to get triggered, the wall of the Democrat plantation when you got a few people that try to get away and they release the overseers and the co-overseers to go hunt them down, destroy them, and I never could figure that out. So maybe Mr. Lackey can explain to me, why is he so concerned with the few voices out there that just try to tell people that there are other alternatives in politics, especially when the Democrat Party does not do what they say they're going to do? And again, before I go, the Democrats, again, Mr. Ivey, they needed Republicans to pass this past stimulus package. They couldn't have got it done on their own.
Well, that's what Joe Biden said he was going to do, though. Joe Biden said
because he knew the numbers. Joe Biden knew the numbers.
But
no,
Joe Biden
again,
has
Mr.
done
Ivey,
something that Trump never could do.
And Barack Obama couldn't do.
Well, that's
okay?
not true. Barack
but
Obama.
Still,
wait, that's not true. That's not true.
Oh, here. Okay, all right. Okay,
ACA.
never mind.
ACA was bipartisan.
No, Mr. Ivey, I said infrastructure. This infrastructure bill. Everybody tried it.
Yeah,
Obama tried it. Trump tried it. Bush tried it.
The difference is that
Mr.
Trump
Ivey
didn't pass anything legislatively, whether it was an infrastructure bill or anything else.
Mr. Ivey, he passed the 2017 Tax Act. What are you talking about?
You're right about that. He did.
Major changes to the tax structure,
That
Mr. Ivey,
only
and
the
that
wealthy
whole.
And nobody else. You're right about that.
But Mr. Ivey, you know as well as I do that's Democrat talking points, sir. That's the same talking points they done had since 1965. It's the same talking point.
Everybody knows.
Have you heard them say?
Everybody knows that when they changed the tax structure, it benefited the wealthiest people in America first. There was many studies and many news reports about that. Don't try to change history now, Drop. And give Joe Biden his props.
That's fine.
Joe Biden said he was going to be bipartisan.
That's fine.
Bipartisan. He said he was going to work with the Republicans and the Democrats, and at least with the Senate so far. We'll see what happens when he goes back to the House now, because the Democrats got some issues within the Democrat Party. Progressives versus, the mainstream Democrats. We'll see how it works. But that's what Joe Biden said he was going to do. And everybody's going to benefit from the infrastructure package. Everybody will benefit from more money to update roads and bridges and broadband access. Everybody's going to benefit.
Okay. Again, Mr. Ivey. Again, sir. I appreciate you co-signing for me by saying that, yes, it's true that Joe Biden and the Democrat Party could not have gotten this done without Republicans.
But
plain
that
and
was
simple.
the intent. You're saying couldn't have gotten it done. That was the intent from the very beginning. So you're right.
Okay, but what did his party?
What
did his party say? What did his party say? His party is telling him to get rid of the filibuster and F the Republicans.
I think he should.
That's why Nancy Pelosi may not even take up this bill unless she gets the other $5.3 trillion so-called human infrastructure bill, which again we all know is nothing but Santa Claus, the Democrat Party, the party of Santa Claus, passing out the goodies.
Right.
That's all, and that's why black people happy? That's why
people need.
Oh, now you're gonna talk over me. That's why black people are in the. That's why black people are in the position they're in today, because 80 to 90% are sitting around waiting for the Christmas gifts every year, every 4 years, instead of getting up and getting out
No,
and getting something.
Nah, you racist. You racist on that one.
Yeah,
80 to
Mr.
90%
Ivy,
of black people are not sitting around waiting on the
nah,
government to do a
nah,
damn thing.
nah,
That's not true at all.
nah.
How is that
Longevity,
true? How is that true when
Mr.
we just found out that during COVID, we had the largest expansion of black-owned businesses that get started than we have in the last 25 years? So no, sir, you're wrong about that. Black folks are not sitting around waiting for nobody to do a damn thing for them. The numbers show that black people out here making things happen for themselves.
Okay, that's fine. I never said they weren't.
You just said that 80 to 90% of black people sitting around waiting for a handout. That's not true. That's where
And
you
that's the
and Larry
10%.
Elder
It's
and
always
Jesse Lee
Mr.
Peterson
Ivy.
are
See,
wrong.
again, sir, you try to spin it.
I'm not
I
trying
said
to spin
80
it.
to
You
90.
just said it.
What percentage does that leave, Mr. Ivy? 10%. It's always been 10% of black folks that's done the right thing.
Racist.
I told you the story. I just told you when I told you, Mr. Ivy, back in the day, that's the way black families were raised. They were raised to get up, go out and get something.
It's
It
just so
wasn't until the
funny.
60s and the Civil Rights Act, Civil Rights Bill, Mr. Ivy,
The double
that
standards,
changed the
man.
dynamic. It
The
took
double
away
standards.
it took away the black father from the family, and that father was replaced by a government check.
It's all about the
Okay?
speed. It's
So
all about the speed. But that's man, that's much
hey,
deeper than just that. So you want to start the
no, but
conversation
Mr.
with
Ivy,
welfare
it's
reform.
always
The
been
conversation in terms of what happened with the
10%.
black community, brother, started way before that. And it's so funny how
It's
you want to say
always
80 to 90% of black people are sitting around waiting for a handout. But yet, when the Republicans passed a
it's the
tax
truth.
it's not true. When the Republicans
It
passed
is.
a
Look
tax
at the numbers,
handout
sir.
to wealthy
The
people that
numbers
don't
do
even
not
need
lie.
it, you didn't look at it that way. You didn't say,
The
oh,
the the,
wealthy
num-
people sitting
the
around
numbers
waiting for the
don't
government to give them a
lie.
tax handout. So you're just
The
wrong,
number.
and
Okay.
wrong, sir.
Okay, Mr. Ivy, sir. You know I love your show. I love you,
You know
sir.
I love you.
But the fact, you remember back in the day, this is back in the 19th century where you had the Talented Tenth at the end of
The
Reconstruction.
19th century
You remember
would be
that?
the 1800s. So you mean the 20th century,
Okay.
right?
No, I'm talking about the end, the Reconstruction, 1865.
1865.
Okay.
So 19th century. You're right.
Okay. Right. Okay, Mr. Ivy. That was the beginning
But no, I don't
of
remember.
the divide. I know that was the beginning of the divide, and that's why I'm telling you, Mr.
No,
Ivy,
that
it's
wasn't the
always
beginning of the
been.
divide. That wasn't a
Ah,
what are you talking
okay.
about? That wasn't the beginning of
I
the
don't even
divide.
know. I don't need. But see, this is what you always do, and I indulge you, and I let you do this. Okay, you distract and you detour.
No,
Okay,
I don't.
I don't care what you say.
I correct
I don't
and put
care
you
what
back
you
on
say.
course. I
No.
focus.
No. History is about interpretation. Okay, so the fact still remains, and you never disputed this fact that 80 to 90% of black people who vote, they vote for one party. That leaves 10% of the eligible voters who choose to do otherwise.
That's
Just
because
like
80 to
the-
90%
Just like
of those
the
black voters
10%
have
of the
sense. They know who's in
they
there.
they have what?
They have good common sense. They're smart, intelligent people. You'll check it.
But
If
that's
the Republican Party
okay.
really wants to attract black
Damn.
people, then all you got to do is put more treats on the table. Come up with more attractive policies.
No, see
Yes.
again.
Yes, sir.
That is a lie.
Yeah, that is not a
Where
lie,
is
sir.
it? Where is it in the Republican? What do you call it? See, I got a brain block. But anyway, there's nothing anywhere that says that Democrats are actively seeking out certain demographics in this country.
Yeah.
That's not their ideology,
That's
sir.
not the point.
That's not their
You're
ideology.
misdirecting
No,
us, sir. That's
Democrats.
not the point.
Democrats.
I'll say this
No,
again.
Democrats always say when they get pushed in a corner about holding their party accountable, the first thing out their mouth, well, Republicans, they don't try to do nothing for black folk.
They don't.
That's always the case.
Because
Just like
it's
with Andrew
it's the
Cuomo.
facts, sir.
Andrew Cuomo, a Democrat, resigned yesterday.
He did.
And the first thing they say, oh, he shouldn't have resigned. Trump didn't resign. Trump grabbing coochie all over the place. Because they never want to hold their party accountable.
And neither
That's
do you.
why they keep screwing over their constituents time and time again. I was reading something in the chat, Mr. Ivy, somebody talking about the eviction moratorium. Talking about, but some black people, they don't even know they can get it. They don't even know where it's at. They don't know how to do it. Ain't nobody telling them nothing. But then you got that 10%, Mr. Ivy. They covered their stuff.
You're a hypocrite,
they're
sir.
good.
Can I tell you how you're a
You
hypocrite?
call me whatever you want.
Can
you
I
call
tell
me
can I
whatever you
explain
want.
it? I'm calling you a hypocrite.
Okay.
Because you're sitting around here running around talking about black not Democrat and trying to convince people to not be Democrats. But what you should be doing is working with your party, the Republican Party, to come up with more attractive policies and ideas. And then that will attract people. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So in one breath,
abortion, trying to rig the election so that Republican candidates can win no matter what. Don't you think that black folks are watching this? They can see it for themselves. That's the reason why they're not going for the Republican Party.
In one breath, you say that Democrats
a missed opportunity, quite honestly.
In one breath, you say, "Oh, Democrats, we don't need no help. We ain't sitting around doing nothing." Then in the next breath, you saying Republicans need to reach out and help black folks.
Yeah, I'm calling you.
I mean, make up your mind. Make up your mind. Okay, because all you're doing is fueling
criticizing the
political bull.
What you should be doing, Drop, is getting with some other black people in the Republican Party and working with the Republican Party to come up with policies and ideas that would be more attractive to black voters. That's what you should be doing.
To tell black people, come on over here to this party.
It ain't about telling black people. All you got to do is deliver policy and tangibles.
Our
and
ice
voters,
is colder than the Democrats'
voters
ice.
are smart enough to decide for themselves where they want to put their votes.
Mr. Ivy, a runaway slave ain't leaving one plantation and running to another one,
sir.
You're
so disrespectful. Now you referring to
running for freedom.
Black voters as runaway slaves.
You can say disrespect all you want. I don't care. As long as you allow me to come on your show and give reasonable responses to certain political issues. It is. I point out a fact. You are not disputing the fact that 90% of black registered voters vote for one party and they never hold the party.
You keep
Mr.
saying
Ivy,
that like
you
really
cannot
saying something,
hold
man. That's
them
irrelevant.
accountable.
The real question
we're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're going to find out.
This. If in fact that's true, if you're a Republican, you should spend more time trying to make your party attractive and less time trying to make the Democrats less attractive. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Nah. See, there you go. You're trying to put me in a box. I'm not a political activist. I'm just I am a retired black man with a cell phone and has the ability to call the Nathan Ivey Show every day. That's
Trump
populated
and a
populated
Republican
by
supporter.
80 to 90%. 80 to 90% of the people on your show are Democrats, Mr. Ivy. And they vigorously defend their party against this single man out here in California who's a Larry Elder. You are defending you almost as bad as Roland Martin.
You just don't
you try to act like you ain't a full-blown liberal. But sometimes, Mr. Ivy, it comes out. You do a good job of keeping it neutral and keeping it, down the middle of the road fairness and fair and biased. But again, sometimes your true liberal colors do come out.
I ain't trying to hide it.
And sometimes your Republican colors come out. It does from time to time.
Negro,
you do
please.
agree with me on certain issues. It does happen.
I'm gonna say this to you again, and this is the best advice I can give you. You can attract more flies.
Here we go. Pat me on the head. Huh? I'm your elder, sir. I'm your elder. Okay, so remember that.
Just because you're older than me don't mean you're wiser than me. It just means you're older than me because you're not listening.
Well, you still better respect me.
A wise man
You better respect your elders.
A wise man listens. So listen up, elder. Okay? If you're serious about trying to, promote the values of the Republican Party.
You're wrong, see?
If
you are doing it again.
Stop
with
then
the
you need
lies,
to go back,
sir.
you and your merry band of black Republicans to get together. You need to go back to the Republican Party and you need to work with the Republican Party to come up with policies and ideas that will be more attractive to black voters. That's where you're going to that's what's going to really pay you. But I think for you, I think it's two things going on. Number one, you know that the white men that want to run a Republican Party don't give a damn what your black ass got to say. You know that already. And then number two, I think it's more fun for you to do the whole black, not Democrat thing.
You are killing it.
I'm just saying. They don't give a damn what you think. These white men that run a Republican Party.
So why you telling?
If you walked in the room talking about, I'm a longtime Republican. Kick your ass out so quick. So you don't even go there.
So why earlier? Okay, so earlier you said Republicans need to reach out to black folks. Now you saying that, see, Mr. Ivey, you're not making no sense, and I'm not trying to make you look bad on your own show. I never do that, sir. I never do it. Okay, but
I'm not trying to make
whenever
you
I hit a point of truth, that's when you jump in with this BS that you're doing right now.
That's truthful. I say you're right.
No, Mr. Ivey, we got a track record. You said it the other day on your show. When you're out in public, the two people that people come up to you and talk to you about as far as your show is me, Drop Squad 52, and Fame Rothstein. You said it. They didn't mention Donita. They didn't mention Glenn, loud ass Glenn. They ain't mention him.
What is your point, sir? This is true. What is your point?
Nah, my point has been made. Drop Squad 52 dropping fire to anyone who wants to fact check it, Donita. Peace out, baby.
Well, at least you got a name right. He is funny, man. That guy, we'll go ahead and rack him just for the entertainment part of it. He is nuts, man. The reason why black Republicans don't go back to the Republican Party because, as you know, if you bring your black ass in the room, they're going to kick you out. Like, get out of here. We don't want to hear that. I said the same thing to Alex Trientafilo. I've said this a billion times. I'll say it again. I was shooting a podcast, a pilot for a podcast. We invited him in. He was the guest. I said the same thing to him. I said, I never see the Republican Party in the black community. Y'all missing an opportunity. Why don't y'all come up with more attractive policies that black voters care about rather than playing identity politics? We got a black Republican we supporting. Why don't you do that? Rather than belly aching about how 80 to 90% of black people vote for the Democrat Party, that's because of the two major parties. They know what's a better track for them. That's what it is. You mean you have made, and by you, I mean, generally speaking, Republicans in general, y'all have made the Republican Party so displeasing. And so there's not enough there to attract black voters. But there's an opportunity. There's a real opportunity, but y'all don't care enough to put the policies, to sit in a room together and come up with the policies that might attract black voters because you got your head so far up the Christian right ass, so far up wealthy people's ass that you like, screw it, we don't need black voters. And then you want to turn around and criticize black voters because they don't vote for you. You ain't gave us a reason to vote for you. And and checking in my state, these mofos run around talking about ending abortion and open the door so you can have more access to guns and trying to come up with legal maneuvers to try to stop black people from voting. And you want black people to vote for that? Make it make sense. That don't make no damn sense. It's your fault, Drop. Because you would much rather talk that ish about being a black, not Democrat to black folks than go back to the white men that run the Republican Party and tell them some real shit. And like I said, the reason why you won't do it, because you already know they'll kick your ass out so fast. Like, who is this motherfucker? He got to go. You'll be excommunicated from the party. And that's why you don't do it. That's why you don't do it. But let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Nate? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, Glenn? Good morning to you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I know the chop shop fact checkers will check me if I'm wrong. Did that Negro actually say 80 to 90%, Nate? Did I hear that correctly?
You did hear it correctly.
Drop today, you officially, we wanted, if this was a Dave Chappelle show and we had the race draft, people in the chop shop, what would we trade Drop for? Like, what white person we can throw everybody in the category, Asian, Latinx, but whatever it is, he is officially no longer black in any type of way whatsoever. Did you see how he just bash black people? I mean, today was the day, Drop. It was, what do the white people call it, Drop? Your jump the shark moment. Remember when Fozzie was on the waterboard with the leather jacket on and shit? Remember that, Nate?
I do.
Where he's like, oh, damn, the Fonz is no longer cool. Remember that?
Yeah, he jumped the shark in the parking lot of, is it Richie's, I think it was? Mel's Diner, whatever the hell the name of that restaurant was.
But,
Happy Days?
I mean... Yeah, but I remember when I think he was water skiing, the Fonz, with a leather jacket on. And everybody, and it was like, who does that? But that's you, Drop. And what's even more amazing, Nate, is this whole idea that, Drop, what do you call yourself, recruiting for the Republican Party? I've said it many times before. One of the main problems I have with so-called black conservative Republicans is this whole idea that you can insult black people by bringing up plantation analogy. It never happens when any other ethnic group does it, Nate. Think about it. You don't hear conservative Jews calling liberal Jews saying, oh, you're just going back into the Auschwitz oven. You never hear that, do you? But black Republicans like Drop, like Larry Elder, like that fool James in the chat room. I mean, another example, honest to goodness. Did I hear Black Iowa call in the other day talking about he would vote for Mike Pence?
Black Iowa.
The Republicans don't like Mike Pence. They were trying to hang his ass on January the 6th. Did you just completely miss that, Black Iowa? I mean, honest to goodness.
Black Iowa.
I mean, they had a gallows for the dude. They got him on tape talking about hang Mike Pence. Here's this brother talking about I would vote for him. The same guy that said I would vote for Jim Neal, the same guy that said I would wear a David Mann Amadeus albino afro. What am I missing, Nate? And what do they all have in common? They're black conservatives. It is like, I mean, you're talking about Voltron. When the Twin Towers activate, form of gullible black men, a.k.a. Gillikins, a.k.a. Busters. It is unbelievable. I mean, I'm sure Change of Pace dog about to call in and somehow defend them. I mean, Drop, when you get kicked out of the alt middle, you know you got problems, bro. I mean, he's just Hercules, still shouting about hopefully they'll get him back in. I mean, what do you got to do to, like, get into the alt middle anyway? What's the initiation process? Well, you got to put on some, like, MAGA boy shorts and shit, and have, like, Make America Great Again with all your asses and hips together. Just, just some little sign and shit. I mean, honest to goodness, man. And Drop, let me tell you this. Actually getting those, 19 Republicans? That's a damn good thing, Drop. That's something that your boy, remember first gangster president, remember that, Drop? That's something your boy couldn't get done. So it's actually a win for Joe. And Nate, you're absolutely right. They're going to have to deal with this $3.5 trillion, the other bill. And Joe Manchin is already being Joe Manchin again, a bigger version of John Cranley. So we're going to have, I wish somebody would just dot his I and but maybe we get a couple of Republicans drop, maybe Liz Cheney, maybe she'll come on over. You remember, because you dropped Darth Vader's daughter, which is, talking about the desperate Democrats. There's no more party more desperate Drop than your party right now. But Nate, I had to get that off, man. I put myself in system issues just so I could deal with this brother. I'm out, Nate. Petty peace.
Appreciate the call. And check out the Politically Petty podcast hosted by Glenn. Looking at my clock, it's about that time, man. I know we got some calls coming in. I would love to keep the conversation going, but I got to make a move. This morning. And before we roll, just another word from our sponsor. Again, today's show is brought to you by my friends over at Renew Community Church.org. Renew Community Church.org. And they got a brand new series that they created to inspire and uplift people. They want to help you live your best life. So check out this word from the sponsor. We'll come back and end the show.
The words for today are attract more money. It takes 60 seconds for the universe through the invisible law of attraction to be fully activated in your life. God's invisible law of attraction is available to you because you are just 60 seconds away from attracting more money. Take the next 60 seconds and attract more money in your life by telling the financial story for 60 seconds, 3 times a day for 21 days. Why 21 days? Because that's how long it takes to change your life. Now say this financial story out loud 3 times a day. Today, I accept my divine and human right to have more than enough money, to be a financial blessing to self, family, and others. I will use my financial abundance today to bless so many people in this universe. Money is my friend. I share my money with my friends. For a free ebook, visit renewcommunitychurch.org.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand. I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem is nothing. In the discussion, got them feelings I throw all my pain on percussion. The disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you almost spotted the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now, I'm a cash cow, keeping it